What are some moves that your NBA team should make this upcoming trade deadline? All right, before I get too deep in the video, I want to say a couple of things. First thing is, hey, listen, put your hands together, guys. Put your hands together. We just officially reached 800 subscribers. Thank you to everybody who has been subscribing and tuning into these videos. I want to continue going, putting out these videos, you know what I'm saying, so I can continue making this content for you guys. And I'm glad to hear that y'all kind of like my opinion on these things, you know what I'm saying? I seem to think I'm a ball nowhere, so yeah. But now it's the road to 900 and then the road to 1,000. So y'all can get me there by leaving a like on the video and subscribing to the channel. So go ahead, leave that like. Even though the video ain't started yet, go ahead, leave that like. And at the end of the video, when you enjoy the video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, bro. Because if you like this video, I say it all the time, you're going to like the rest of my videos. But yeah, man, that's all I got. Let's get back to the video. Now, before I get too deep into the video, before I get to what we really, what we came here for, the biggest thing I wanted to talk about was this news with Giannis. Giannis is out with a calf strain. He was like running or something like that. He was like running and then he like looked behind him, and you know how that goes, and it's kind of like scary. Anytime you see an NBA player and like or anybody and like they be running and they look behind them kind of like as if somebody like ripped the floor from under them or something like that, it's always like very scary. But although like we don't want Giannis to be injured, if he is going to have an injury in that area, at least it's not the Achilles and it's just a strain. And he told everybody like he's out 4 to 6 weeks, which is very unusual. See, typically with players, let me go full screen for this. Typically with players, when you have like an injury, it's typically one of those things where like eventually we find out. Like we might come out and be like speculating on Twitter and stuff like that as fans, like, oh, he might be out for this long, this is how long these injuries take. And then Shams might come out and be like, hey, this dude is actually going to be off. I mean, he's going to be out for X amount of time, right? Like, shoot, he's going to be out for like 4 to 6 weeks in Giannis' case. But Giannis came out immediately, was like, I'm out for 46 weeks, which is kind of like weird, but yes, it is. Now, the thing that makes this interesting, here's an article right here talking about like how he suffered the injury and all these different types of things. Here's the interesting thing about this, right? The Bucks are 18-26. They lost 5 of their last 6 games. They've gone 15-15 with Giannis and 3-11 without him. So I think it's quite easy to say that this team is ass. This team freaking sucks, right? And I was listening earlier today to Small Ball by Kenny Beecham, and I just been thinking, and like I hear players like Kyle Kuzma came out and he was like, yo, this is the first year this group has been together. This first year this unit has been together. We just need some time to gel. And the Bucks are not good. Outside of Giannis Antetokounmpo, this roster is generally like trash. Like they suck. Like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I understand what Kyle Kuzma is saying. Like, yeah, this is y'all first year together as a full crew and everything. But like nobody on this roster is really that good, and that's evidence as y'all being 3-11 without Giannis Antetokounmpo on the floor. Hell, y'all being 15-15 with him on the floor is pretty insane to me. You got Giannis, arguably a top 5, top 3. Some people might still have him as the best player in the entire NBA, right? And so y'all being 15-15 with him is kind of, you know what I'm saying, in my opinion. However, I think with Giannis, I mean, whether he gets traded or not, I don't know. I don't even want to speak on that. But one thing that we should consider as NBA fans is if Giannis gets traded, we have to seriously like consider I think any team that trades for Giannis has to consider the idea that Giannis Antetokounmpo has been getting injured for the last couple of seasons. The injury bug has kind of got him the last couple of seasons, and it's kind of concerning if I am a fan of. I mean, not only as a fan of a team, like I'm a Washington Wizards fan, but I highly doubt we're going to trade for Giannis. But if I'm a GM, if I'm a fan of another team, if I'm an owner of another team, and now I hear Giannis Antetokounmpo, I'm going to have in the back of my mind, you know, Giannis has been dealing with a couple injuries recently, specifically towards that lower body. And this game predicates off athleticism. Giannis's whole thing is like, I'm bigger than you. I can run through you. I can dunk on you. I can rebound over you. Like, Giannis has a game that's predicated on athleticism. And, you know, your game is predicated on athleticism, but you're, like, getting injured. You know what I'm saying? Because, as we know, like, that athleticism and all the way he plays, his style of play, it creates a lot of wear and tear on the body. And with it creating a lot of wear and tear on the body, it kind of, like, is naturally going to get him injuries, but like shit, like he's gonna be out 4 to 6 weeks with this injury. He's been playing well, yes, but like, do you really want to add a guy to your team? And I know it's kind of insane to say this about a guy like Giannis Antetokounmpo, but I genuinely think we have to look at certain stuff like this. I understand how great Giannis is. I understand how amazing Giannis is as a player and all these different types of things. However, do we really want to sit up here and trade for a player who has been getting injured the last couple of seasons, who's getting older, he's in his 30s, and his game is predicated off of athleticism? Like, do we really want to take a chance on a player like that? I don't know. That's just something I would think about personally. But if I were the team who was in the Giannis Antetokounmpo sweepstakes, but I am not. But yeah, I mean, that's just my main thing on this whole Giannis thing. Like, get well soon, Giannis. But I would just be kind of hesitant on trading for Giannis if I was another. All right, well, that's that Giannis talk being out the way. Here's is updated bold trade predictions for every single NBA team. The trade deadline is coming up. It's like a week away, if I'm not mistaken. It's February 5th. So, yeah, about like a week and like some change. And, you know, it's kind of interesting to see what every NBA team is going to do. And it's kind of hard to predict, but we're just going to react to this article to see what Bleacher Report, Andy Bailey, and them at Bleacher Report believe that every NBA team is going to do. First NBA team, the Atlanta Hawks will not trade for Anthony Davis. I don't think this is like a bold prediction. With AD being injured again, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think anybody wants to trade for Anthony Davis at this point. Him just being like very injury riddled, especially like this season. Like, this season's been kind of insane how many times he's like gotten injured, and the latest thing being like ligament damage in his hands, and he being out for 7 weeks, and him might needing surgery and all these different types of things. Before all this, Atlanta was reported to like, yeah, like they might trade for Anthony Davis. Now, I think this is accurate in the prediction that Atlanta's probably not going to try to get him. I think as soon as AD was doing like this on the court, though, he was out the running for the Atlanta Hawks. And yeah, I mean, they kind of say it in here, like, even before, you know, he's about to be 30, he's not going to get more durable. His scoring efficiency has plummeted over the years, and he wants a big contract extension. All these type of things. Yeah, the Hawks, they not rocking with AD. So sorry. Boston will add a center and won't duck the tax. So after Boston Celtics spent all season. So yeah. So this is interesting. Like, the Boston Celtics, they do need another big man. I think like the only big man on there is it Luka? Is it Luka Garza? Yeah, they don't really have a whole lot of big men on their team. Not any notable big men. And with the potential return of Jason Tatum in a couple of weeks, and which I don't know if that's going to happen, but those are what reports are saying of Jason Tatum coming back, and with the All-NBA season that Jaylen Brown is having, I'm not like really too mad at the Celtics sitting up here like, hey, we might need another big, you know, because they long gone are the days of Time Lord, Kristaps Porzingis, like Al Horford, like all of these notable bigs that they had. So I wouldn't be surprised if they like decide to pick up a center, you know, because now if I was the Celtics, would I pick up a center? I don't know. I don't feel like there are any like great centers on the market. Like, they're talking about Day'Ron Sharpe, Nicholas Claxton, Nikola Vucevic, or Domantas Sabonis. I don't think they need an offensive center or a big man who's like more offensive oriented. So Sabonis and Vucevic are out the running for me. I can see a Claxton or a Day'Ron Sharpe, but I wouldn't force it. I think they'll be perfectly fine. They're already in running for the playoffs. If anything, just wait till the offseason and try to make some moves. Boom. Next, Brooklyn Nets will trade Michael Porter Jr. Now, this is Michael Porter Jr. has, they say it here, he's been playing like an all-star. He's averaging 26 points, 7 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and 40% from 3. Very insane. Michael Porter Jr. has been on a completely different like level this season, and he has been insane. I actually think he's going to make an all-star this year, which is deserving. So Brooklyn should definitely be shopping him. But I think the thing that makes Michael Porter Jr. very like hard for a lot of teams to sit up here and try to go get him is the contract, bro. He's on a huge freaking contract. But he would be such a great fit in a lot of places, whether it be like the Lakers or the Warriors or shit, who's another team that can use MPJ? The Thunder have been reported, right, for MPJ. So whatever team he goes to, I think he's definitely like somebody a lot of teams are going to be shooting for. He's definitely going to be still good defensively. He's proven to be a high contributor on a championship caliber team, right? And he obviously still has the ability to do that. So I could see Brooklyn sitting up here shopping, and what the price of him would be, I don't really know what that looks like, but no, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. What can I say? All right, and the next team we have is the Charlotte Hornets. Now, the Charlotte Hornets are an interesting team. They're saying the Charlotte Hornets will keep LaMelo Ball. I don't think this is a bold prediction. I think like at the start of the season, and somebody would have came out and said this, I could see it because like LaMelo Ball was generally just a guy that like a lot of people just really weren't. Well, the Hornets, they really weren't all in on. The management wasn't really all in on. The fans were kind of off of him. But recently, with him kind of like moving over to the bench, it's kind of made him more of like more desirable. He's played really well off the bench. I saw him play versus the Cleveland Cavaliers the other day, and that brother couldn't throw a rock in the fucking ocean. But he's been good. And I think like we're starting to see like certain things that he brings to the team, like how talented he is offensively, whether it comes to shot making or just like the damn things he can do with the ball in his hands, how creative he is. I think we're seeing the value he brings to that team, especially off like Brandon Miller and Knuppel. And I think he's showing like, yo, like I can be a part of this core that we have. And yeah, I don't think this is like a bold prediction or anything like that. Chicago Bulls were trading Nikola Vucevic. I'm not a Bulls fan, but I've heard like Kenny and like other Bulls fans, they want Vucevic gone. Vucevic has like taken a step back. He's 35 years old. He's not really like the guy that he was when he was with the Mavericks or anything, the Magic or anything like that. But he's definitely one of those ones still. We're not one of those ones, but he's definitely like a solid player still. But I don't see anybody trying to trade for his 21 and a half expiring contract right now, unless they're gonna like resign him to a smaller deal. Where he goes, I don't really know. I don't really know what teams would like. Well, I don't know what teams would value his skill set, but he just doesn't really give you a lot. Defensively, he gives you some stuff offensively, but I don't know. As a big man, that doesn't really give you that doesn't really give you much defensively. I'm not really too high on that personally, so we'll just have to wait and see. Cleveland Cavaliers won't do anything drastic. I could see them. I wouldn't be surprised. The Cleveland Cavaliers are an interesting team for this reason. The Cleveland Cavaliers are a team that, like, this season has been very up and down for them. They were a 64-win team last year, and this year they're not going to win 64 games. They're going to be well under 64 games. They're not even the top seed in the East, like we were expecting. But, like, recently they've kind of been starting to put it together, but I don't think we see any drastic things happen at a trade deadline. Would it surprise me if they trade a Darius Garland, a Jared Allen, or DeAndre Hunter? It wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me at all. I think there needs to be some change, and I do think two of those guys that I mentioned need to go. Not specific to, but I think two of them, it'd be best if they got that out of there. I don't know who that would be. But, like, if they just sit up here, they sit on their hands, and after the season, and they just wait till after the season, this is okay. This is okay if they just do it after the season. This is okay if they're just going to be like, yeah, we're going to wait till offseason to do something so we can fully see what we're doing. Dallas Mavericks won't find Anthony Davis trade. I talked about that before. Anthony Davis, he's old. He can't really do much. Denver Nuggets will duck the luxury tax. What does this even mean? Denver Nuggets new front office simultaneously made the roster deeper and more cost effective before they got him more injuries. Blah, blah. Yeah, I could see them moving like a Zeke Naji, Julian Strawther. He had game of life in the playoffs, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but I think the Denver Nuggets are another team. They just sit on their hands this trade deadline, personally. Detroit Pistons will add an offensive star. The Detroit Pistons need an offensive star so bad. Oh, my goodness. Let me tell you something. The Detroit Pistons are the number one seed in the Eastern Conference still, like if I'm just guessing off the top of my head. And they don't have a legit offensive threat outside of Cade Cunningham, like a ball handler. I mean, they need another guy who can put it on the floor and do things with the ball in his hands. And, I mean, we've seen, I'm forgetting bro's name. But we've seen, I'm forgetting bro's name with the locks on the team. He's been able to, like, do some things, like, when he gets out there on the floor. But I don't think he's the guy that can become that other, like, ball handler. Jaden Ivey is not becoming that for them either, unfortunately. So, who that player is, I really don't know. Of course, you got Lauri Markkanen. But MPJ, I think MPJ would be phenomenal for this team. Oh my goodness, Detroit Pistons definitely need to be calling the phone about MPJ, but they do desperately need somebody next to Cade to handle that ball. Because I'm telling you, when they get in the playoffs, they're gonna go up against a team, and it's going to get bad. It's going to get bad for Cade because teams are just gonna be like, well, we don't really think anybody else on this team can do anything, so we're just gonna like triple team you. But so yeah. Next, Golden State Warriors will win the no. I don't even know. No. What? How does I've been tempted to sort through a calf strain finish and the organizers with this contract Kuminga every Jack would have an exchange for. I don't see this happening. I don't like this. This makes no sense for Milwaukee. Like, it sounds good. Like, Jonathan Kuminga wants to leave, but like, why would the Bucks sit up here and trade for Jimmy Butler with that big ass contract, knowing you just came off an ACL injury? They don't even give no justification to it. And Jonathan Kuminga, and I mean draft capital, that would literally be the most valuable thing they want. But I'm not, hell no, they don't get fucking Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's too bold for me. Houston Rockets will add a veteran guard. I can see that. The biggest thing for the Rockets is the fact that like Amen Thompson has taken a leap this season. I think he's gotten better. Reed Shepherd has shown you like in spurts that he is cool. Alperen Sengun, he hasn't taken the big leap that you were hoping for. And Kevin Durant has been phenomenal, but it's clear that this team just needs a guard. They need somebody to kind of just sort the shit out. So like when everything is going high, everything is happening, to just be like, yo, calm down. Calm down. We're going to run this offense. We're going to do this. We're going to organize all this. This is what we're going to happen to kind of take some of the pressure off of old-ass Kevin Durant, who's 37 years old, and a young Amen Thompson who's still kind of learning how to, like, you know, like, do different things, find the spots on the court because he's, like, a young guy. So the idea of them adding a veteran guard is not crazy. I just don't know who that is. Pacers will unload Bennedict Mathurin. Now, Mathurin has been in, like, shape. I mean, not shape, but like rumors all season to be traded. So I could see it. But I don't know. I don't really know. I wouldn't be surprised if they did it. Wouldn't be surprised if they don't do it. Los Angeles Clippers stand pat. I don't really know. I generally don't know what the hell they have that other teams would want, honestly, on their roster. So like them standing pat wouldn't be crazy. Unless they trade Zubac, which I don't think they're going to trade Zubac. So yeah. I could see this. And they've actually been playing pretty damn good recently. So, yeah, I don't see this. Los Angeles Lakers will add defender. Who, though? Like, might be a Reeves blockbuster. I would be very surprised if the Los Angeles Lakers traded Austin Reeves. I think LeBron goes before Austin Reeves, personally. I think LeBron gets up out of there before Austin Reeves even like packs his fucking bags, right? So do they need another defender or something like that? Somebody to provide high value on the defensive side of the floor? Yes, they need that among other things on this team, like actual athleticism. But I don't think it comes at the cost of an Austin Reeves blockbuster. Hell no. Memphis Grizzlies will trade John Morant. Yeah. Miami Heat will lose the Giannis Antetokounmpo sweepstakes. Yeah, I actually think, I don't know what they would give up for Giannis. But they had Golden State winning the Antetokounmpo sweepstakes. So the thought of fucking like Miami losing isn't surprising. But I don't think they lose to freaking Golden State, right? But I just really don't know like what Miami has, unless you're trading like Tyler Hero or like Bam for Giannis. Yeah, what would they say? Tyler Hero, Jaime Jaquez, Killer Williams. I could see that, but I also don't really see the Miami Heat doing that. They're not really notorious for making big name trades. So yeah, outside of Jimmy, Milwaukee will start there. I don't see it, especially with him just getting injured. I don't think right now they're going to do that. I mean, I can see them adding a guard. They are in a similar situation to Houston Rockets. Bones has been solid, but like, yeah, Robert Dillingham and Terrence Shannon Jr. haven't been what we thought they could be. So, I mean, they definitely will are the guard. They could use a guy like a Trey Jones or somebody like that. But I just don't know who that is. But I wouldn't be surprised if they added a guard. They desperately do need some, like, solid guard play out there. Pelicans will keep Zion. Joe Dumars sucks. I'm not surprised by this. New York Knicks won't land a star. I wouldn't be surprised by this. I don't really think they are somebody who, what star would be on the market for them to get, seriously. I mean, I've heard reports of Ja, I've heard reports of Giannis, but I don't think that happens. Carly Towns, I could see Carly Towns getting shipped out. I could see that because he has been kind of irritating as a non-New York Knicks fan, and I know New York Knicks fans are irritated watching him, so I could see it. But I don't think they're going to get a star or anything like that. Yeah, like they said, probably just a Yabusele salary dump. The Oklahoma City Thunder will be optimistic. I can see this. They definitely need something like explosive, like on the offensive end outside of Shea, because outside of Shea, this offense can be kind of like pitiful at times, as we've seen like this season and recently. Damn, Shea, arms big as hell. However, I just don't know what it is. I don't know what they give up for that, unless it's like realistically. I don't know if they give up a Lou Dort or anything like that, and I don't know if they're buyers. Like at the end of the day, OKC has been kind of like they're not even struggling like that anymore. But they've had their points in the season where it's like what I'm saying, you'd be kind of skeptical of them. However, they are still far and away the best, showing that not far and away, but showing that like this league is still ours. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Orlando Magic will duck the luxury tax. I don't really have much to say about the Orlando Magic, unless they're dumping Jonathan Isaac, or I could see them dumping like a Jonathan Isaac, or maybe even I think Suggs is injured actually. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they made a move because they have been like sucking, but I don't really see it happening. I think this is a team where like in the offseason we kind of start to see some moves from them. 76ers will be buyers. I mean, the 76ers have been phenomenal. They are like 20-25 or something like that this season. Cause I know they just got their ass bust by the Hornets the other day. So I can see them being buyers and sitting up here and being like, hey, like we just want to add somebody to the roster, maybe get off of Jared McCain. I think that would be the thing I would look at, is maybe Jared McCain getting shipped off somewhere. But I don't know. I don't know. It just depends on what they would be looking for this team. You know what I'm saying? Phoenix's Suns will finally embrace a slow rebuild. I think the slow rebuild shit is out the window. Personally, I don't think that they sit up here and ship out any of the guys that they have. But they're about to make the playoffs. They're a top team in the NBA. I don't know what they mean by this. I don't know. Portland Trailblazers will finally trade Jeremy Grant. I mean, shit, damn near 5 years too late, right? Like, god damn, I feel like Jeremy Grant has been on the trade block forever. I can see it. He's definitely. I just don't know what his value is around the league. They definitely already have Denny. They have to see what Scoot looks like when he comes back. You have Shaedon Sharpe. They have guys. So Jeremy Grant, I don't think he's a guy that's teams are. That's my main thing. I don't think teams are dying to just get Jeremy Grant. That kind of makes me hesitant about that. The Kings will blow it up. I don't believe that. I don't even want to fixate on the damn Kings. I just don't see them blowing it up, bro. I'm being honest. They signed Russell fucking Westbrook. Zach LaVine is getting DMPs and things of that nature, but they're not blowing it up. Spurs will land one of these second-tier stars. Yeah, they're not going to Giannis or anything like that, but I don't see them parting ways with a Harper or a Castle for anything like that, for a marketing, or I could see them possibly for a Trey Murphy Jr. if they kind of just want to fast forward things and kind of speed up this rebuild a little bit. But I think they're cool where they're at. I think the Spurs have never been the team that has sat up here and made big in-season trades, or really big. I can't think of any big trades they've made in general, so I can't really see that happening. Toronto Raptors had a three-point shooter. They could definitely use a three-point shooter. I think, like they said right here, Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram, have been phenomenal. RJ Barrett's been good, but they do just need a shooter. The defense is good. Yeah, Greggy Dick hasn't developed into what they thought he could be. Kind of unfortunate, but yeah. So I can see it. I just don't know. Utah will trade Lauri Markkanen. As much as I want this to be true, I just haven't heard a whole lot of buzz on it. And with that damn contract, I think they're cool with Lauri Markkanen being on the team. And I think Lauri is cool with being on the team. And I think there are probably possibly teams calling for him, but I just don't see it happening. He just feels like a Utah Jazz guy. This isn't a big thing. It's already been reported that. Final thing, Washington Wizards buying Chris Middleton out. It's not a big thing. It's already been reported that Washington is probably going to buy Chris Middleton out. He's probably not going to be in here any longer, especially with us having Trey on the roster now. So, yeah, it's not really crazy. But, yeah. That is the article. Look, that's the article. That's the trade deadline. Listen, y'all drop down below what y'all think is going to happen during the trade deadline. Any crazy thing that y'all have, y'all let me know down below. But That's all I got for today. Like I said, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and check out my other videos. And at that point, you might as well freaking subscribe to the channel. We just hit 800. We're on the road to 900. So go ahead and subscribe and send it to your people. But that's all I got. Until next time, peace.